on the banks of the Mississippi River, home to the king of rock and roll and also the Memphis Tigers, where the fans have moved the party from Beale Street and are ready for kickoff. Temple about to kick it off and get this game underway. From inside the 10, here he comes. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. So Memphis offense will have the first possession of the game. Here he comes, and obviously defense is always going to be aware of a quarterback, but boy, he finds a way to put defenses on their heels all the time, David.
I mean, what can't he do? He's got the weapons, he's got the confidence, he's got the experience. Jesse, these kind of guys are so hard to defend.
You're right. They better be able to find a way to get pressure on him, because if they don't, this is going to be a long day.
That last play is what you call a drive starter. They're out to the 47. It's first down. Quick pass on the fly motion. On his feet at the 40. Nothing but green ahead. Touchdown, Memphis. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Well, they didn't exactly milk the clock on that drive, did they? 2 plays and into the end zone for the touchdown. The kickoff team takes the field to boot this one away. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So the Temple Owls offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. And you'd better be sharp throwing the football to the outside, Jesse, because both of these teams have lock-up corners.
And they're really good at baiting you into throwing their way as well. You got to be careful. And David, I like these guys too, because they're not afraid to get their face in the fan and support the run game.
No doubt. And it's fun because when you're a defense and you can shut down half the field, you can do so many different things to give other guys help because you trust these guys on an island outside.
After that last incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from their own 20. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. He is a menace rushing the passer, career sack number 20.
I mean, some people just have a knack for getting to the quarterback. What a great job throughout his career. Getting there, getting him down, getting pressures. He has been a quarterback's worst nightmare.
I was just going to say, David, you don't sleep well as a quarterback the night before you have to play against this guy, because he is going to sack you. That is a guarantee. Death, taxes, and sacks for that guy.
Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
Now on 2nd down. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to stop this guy. They better rally to the football and get multiple hats, because he is not easy to bring down.
Fighting off the defender.
It's really frustrating when you get a guy in his spot. He's in the hole. He's there to do his job. You can't get the guy on the ground. That's your job. Get him on the ground. You know, especially a guy that's not a huge back. You got to make that tackle. You can't make it easy on the offense when now they got a manageable situation.
The Tigers get enough for the first down.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Reads it, fires complete. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. In the gun and looking to throw on 3rd down. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
Well, obviously it's raining here in this game, and ball's slippery. I don't know if that slipped out of the QB's hands a little bit, but it certainly wasn't an accurate throw, and as a result, it ends up in an interception.
Fires into traffic. It's picked off. The return never really got started, but boy, he has set his team up at the 28. First down here for the offense. On the run, it's Crosby. Finds just enough room to pick up a couple down to the 26.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. He's looking to throw. Complete to the left. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
You want to bring in your tight ends? You want to bring in more beef for that offensive line? I'm going to bring in more beef. Nice job by the defense understanding the situation. Red zone, field shrinks. I need more bigger person.
Got some room entered to the goal line. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there. On 1st and goal, let's see if Memphis can get it in the end zone. Power ahead. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tiger. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. They move the tight end all over. Out of the gun, the inside give. And they'll make the stop, and we are headed to the end of the first period. That's the end of the quarter, and Memphis has the lead. And that was an impressive and dominant first quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. 2nd down here as they go back to work after the break. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. He's got him in the flat. He is not afraid to use that stiff arm as a weapon as he bangs his way to the 28. On 3rd and short, trying to impose their will and move the chains. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Temple lining up to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. He'll bring it back. It's Banks. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. They've jumped on them, executing at a high level and up 14-0, David. He hurls one deep down the left side. And it falls incomplete, but that could have been disastrous. A defender was right there. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack.
Well, obviously, at this point in the first half, the defense is finding themselves in a hole. You just get the feeling if they're going to get back in this, they're going to need more plays like that. They're going to need sacks. They're going to need turnovers. They're going to have to create negative plays to get themselves some momentum.
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Memphis will send the punt team onto the field. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. Temple takes over, and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. The lead's not insurmountable, just down 14-0. But, David, you don't score here, and it could get a little tricky fast.
If you don't score here, if you don't possess the football and put something together to give your defense a little bit of a blow, it's not the ideal start. But it ain't like this game's late in the football game. Create some momentum here in the second quarter. Yeah, momentum's a real thing in college football. This team needs the juju to get going. That first quarter is one they'd love to forget. So find your best playmakers now. Get them isolated. Get them the football and let them go to work.
On 3rd and short, just trying to get enough for the first down. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Temple lining up to punt it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. On the move, it's Banks. He only needs a sliver of daylight. And there he goes. He will score. Touchdown, Tiger. He did that one all by himself. Make a few guys miss, turn on the afterburners, and boom, everybody's toast.
And that's why you got him back deep, because that guy can do that. You got to be explosive and quick and have good vision. And you see all those things on one punt return. Takes it back to the house, makes people miss, turn it on the gas. Great job, great return.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Temple takes over, and the offense will return to the field. They just haven't been able to get anything going, and they better get started or it's going to get away from them, David.
Yeah, and these are the weeks that you really wish that you were playing a video game, and you could just reset the console, start over, Jesse, and make something better happen early.
They just look like they're sleepwalking in this first half, and it's not just one guy. They just haven't been playing collectively as a unit. And if I'm the head coach, I'm considering starting to give some other dudes some chances here.
On 2nd down, looking again to throw. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
Well, at this juncture in the game, with how the scoreboard looks, no question this offense is going to have to throw to get back in the game, and it's going to be tricky now because the defense is expecting it. You're going to throw into a lot of big zone coverages with everybody's eyes on the quarterback. Not going to be easy.
Temple lining up to punt it away. Slips through the line. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable in that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Pulls it and fires to the left. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. 3rd and short now. They snap it from their own 46. From the gun, wants to pass. He lets it fly. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. I really like this call to go for it on 4th down in this area of the field. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. On fourth down, looking to pass. Complete and looking for enough for the first down. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. And the Tigers getting set on 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Pocket starts to collapse. Just can't pull the trigger, and the quarterback is sacked at the 41.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this defense had some matchups they felt really good about up front, and they won one right there. Getting to the quarterback, creating a negative play, and they're going to need these guys to start winning more of those because they are finding themselves in a hole here early in the game.
On 2nd down, wants to throw it. He's going to take off. Open space at the 25. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9.
And you're seeing here the difficulties defenses have trying to contain this guy. If you leave a lane open or you don't sack him right away, you allow him to get outside the pocket.
Touchdown, Memphis! Made the snag and strolled his way into the end zone. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing. An impressive 66-yard touchdown drive. And they cap things off with a 9-yard touchdown pass. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. They'll go to the counter. He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the first down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Comes out throwing on 1st down. And the defense gets to the quarterback. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Memphis ready to kick it deep and get the second half going. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Temple takes over, and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well. When you're trailing by this much, this first drive, man, does everything matter and hinge on this? Because every possession in the second half is going to be critical.
Yeah, and I think if you're on offense, why hold back? What are you worried about? Nothing went well in the first half for you, and at this point, trailing by as much as you are.
And the sack all the way back at the 5.
Well, we've seen this offense struggle early in this game, protecting the quarterback. They went in at halftime, thought they'd made the right adjustments, but it's not looking like it right now. They're still having issues keeping this guy standing up straight. Up front, they're just getting beat across the board.
Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. Temple lining up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. On the return, it's Banks. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. Pulls and throws off the RPO. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
Big play in the passing game there, and I like the receiver gearing down in the zone. Did a nice job finding the soft spot on defense between the defenders, giving the quarterback an easy target to throw to complete that throw.
They go to the ground, running with power. They pull him down at the 17 after a pickup of 3. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Wide receiver shows motion. Quick release on the RPO. Touchdown, Memphis! And the beatdown has ensued. Thanksgiving turkey. They're just being carved. No shot. They have no idea how to get in this quarterback's head.
He's on fire. Everything he's doing is working defensively. We got to figure something out. We got to try to do something a little bit different. Bring more pressure. At this rate, shoot, he's on so much fire, you might as well just send everybody. Blitz everybody, live with the results, because everything else ain't working anyways.
Temple takes over, and the offense will return to the field. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Bulls his way forward.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
It's third down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play. Temple lining up to punt it away. And these guys have been busy. Sixth punt of the day. Looking for a block. It's Banks. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do.
Fires one high and deep. Pass on the way. It's picked off. Well, they didn't let him get loose for a big return, but he still made the big play, and they'll take over at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. They'll start this drive with a pass. Throws to the wideout. He's got an open man. And no, he loses the ball after the huge gain. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. Gets a turnover. Great spot to start this drive for the offense. Pulls and fires complete to the right.
And that's just a great individual effort by the wide receiver. He catches this ball way short of the sticks, but because he's able to make the defender miss, now he's able to get the extra yards and turn that into an explosive play.
The run from the shotgun. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. Memphis hoping to take advantage of this red zone trip. They'll keep it on the ground. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Memphis! And the punishment has been extended.
Anytime you've got a successful run play on the ground, you've got to have great blocking up front. The offensive line, receivers, everybody doing their job. And that helped lead to the home run.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Temple takes over, and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. And after that last turnover, David, prime example, sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
And it just puts you behind the 8 ball. I mean, this offense has to do something, put it together. You got a deficit, Palmer. You need some mojo. Something needs to go your way.
At this point of the game, they've got to score touchdowns every time they have possession.
And the quarterback pulled up 2 and sacked at the 12. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. He's looking downfield to throw.
This has been a frustrating day, and I'm not sure it's going to get any better. You're already down huge. Listen, this offense can't protect this quarterback. They don't do anything right now. This defense has had their number all game long.
He'll bring it back. It's Banks. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field, looking for a productive play on first down. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. They're going to throw it to start the drive. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot.
QB overthrowing an open guy like that, that is just a kick in the gut for this team.
Give to the running back. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. Memphis wants to move quickly. They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the first down.
I'll say, watching this offense this year, one of the things you have to be really happy about is their ability to move the sticks. This is one of the top 25 offenses in the country in getting first downs. That running back is one of the biggest reasons. He is a weapon.
That's the end of the quarter, and Memphis has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
And it's really nice, whether it's RPO. The defensive line that stones the offensive line, takes away the gaps. It doesn't matter what your read is if you're winning up front on that defensive line.
He's stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25. Ball's at the 25. They're in field goal range, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and short. They'll try to bully their way for the first. And but not before moving the chain. This Memphis offense going to work again on first down. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. Pulled down after a pickup of 5. A statement run in the red zone to the 13.
Great offenses always stay ahead of the chains. That run right there, now you're in a good position. It's not 2nd and long. It's not 3rd and long. Now it's the whole playbook's open. The defense really has to honor run and pass on the next snap.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone. Memphis heads to the line with a 1st and goal. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Quarterback will keep it. And he's brought down at the line of scrimmage, and the ball will stay at the 2. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Try to barge their way in. Touchdown, Tigers! And the route is on. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Michigan State notched a victory in enemy territory. And though it wasn't a dominant win, I'd argue any win away from East Lansing is worth its weight in gold to the Spartans. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Going up top on first down. Got his man. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He wants to throw. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he he goes. Didn't make it any easier on themselves on first down. Now second and long from the 21. Getting some heat. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. You could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
Temple lining up to punt it away. They'll look to pin him deep. So from the shadow of his goalpost, he gets the punt away. Looking for a block. It's Banks. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
The kickoff team is out there after that punt return for a touchdown. They'll try to pin him deep. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. After this, it'll be a wrap. Trying to find his man on first down. He's taking the deep shot. And the pass is incomplete, and this ball game comes to a close. When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play